This is 3 weeks worth of practice to make you able to use the tongue block and the tongue slap effectively. The first thing is you can probably play this. I'm just playing that with the normal pucker that you're probably used to using. It starts on draw 2, draw 3, draw 4, blow 5, draw 5, and then down again. Blow 5, draw 4, draw 3. And now we're going to switch to the tongue block. The tongue block is basically putting your mouth over 3 holes and putting your tongue over 2 of them on the left. So by putting my tongue over holes 1 and 2 and blowing out hole 3, that's how I'm getting my single note. In order to do this, here's a nice little routine to make sure that you've got that set up properly. First of all, play blow 1, 2 and 3 individually. When you've done that, you'll know where the edge of blow 3 is, and you can expand your mouth to cover holes 1, 2 and 3 at the same time. Because you've played the 3 notes individually, you should probably find it easier to hear whether you've got all 3 of them in the end. And then the next part, which is the trick of it, is you rest the tip of your tongue on the bar between holes 1 and 2, so that it flops into the holes. It's very tempting when you're beginning with this technique to think that you have to jam your tongue stiffly into the holes 1 and 2, but it's actually much better if you rest the tip of it on the bar between holes 1 and 2, and it'll just kind of flop in there, and it'll be more airtight because it flops. Have you got that? Of course you haven't. So come back to this when you have done it, and I'll show you what to do next. That riff that we played at the start starts on draw 2. Draw 2 and blow 3 are the same note, but normally we use draw 2 on the harmonica because it gives you more options when you're playing blues. This time, because we're using the tongue block, I want you to start on blow 3. Everything else is the same. It's blow 3, draw 3, draw 4, blow 5, draw 5, blow 5, draw 4, draw 3. And this time we're going to try it with the tongue block. So the first 2 notes are blow 3 and draw 3. And just make sure that each one of those sounds nice before you move on. I'm just going to set up my tongue block the way that I showed you before. You only have to do this at the very start of your tongue blocking career. Once you've done it a few times, you won't need to do it again. And those are my first 2 notes. And then you play the rest of them. And that's a week's work if you do it properly. If every time you play a note you correct to a single note, the best way to do that is to keep the note playing while you're correcting your mouth position, and then it will be ready for you. So all over the notes, it might sound like this the first few times. But the more patient you are, and also the stricter you are with yourself to say, no, I'm not going to move on until I've played that single note, the better you'll get this technique. And when you can do that, take any single note tune that you know that hasn't got bends in it, something that you know that you like to play slowly, like Amazing Grace maybe. I start on draw 4 to play that myself. And put the tongue block on it and just get used to playing things that you already know with the tongue block. You're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to use the tongue slap. So you're going to find that chord. Just get used to putting your tongue on and off that chord. And now I'm going to play the chord and then press my tongue on. That's what the tongue slap is. I'm going to follow that by breathing in and putting my tongue on again. I'll do both of those together. I'm going to do it again, move the whole harmonica up so that draw 4 is the only note that plays at the end. And so on. When you get a bit of speed up, it starts to sound like this. And again, you can take a tune that you know, for example the can-can, and that's a really bad example because it's really fast, and just experiment with putting the tongue slap on it. Choose something easier. You do what you've done before, and then you put a cough at the end. Starts to sound like this. And that opens you the door to loads of blues tunes that you might want to play. But take it gradually, do each one for a week, do other stuff as well so you don't get bored. And specifically and particularly with the last two, think of them as two movements that you eventually speed up, or three movements. Because if you think of them as one movement, it won't work. Think of them as three movements that you speed up as you go. Thank you, have fun with that.